So let's quickly take a look at the contraceptive methods, okay? All the, the diagrams in each of the boxes here are the contraceptive methods, all right? So they are methods in which we employ to prevent pregnancy from occurring, to prevent fertilization, okay? To prevent fertilization of ovum by sperm, or to what? To act as a barrier, the barrier method, preventing it to meet, that you are preventing the egg and the sperm from meeting, all right? So there are also other ways, like the hormonal method. It helps towards to induce dormancy in the ovary, okay? Preventing the ovary from releasing egg. You know that monthly, the ovary releases egg every month. So, the woman has two ovaries, one, the right ovary and the left ovary, all right? This month, the right ovary releases egg. Next month, the left ovary releases, that's how they share it, until the childbearing age of the woman is elapsed, a stage that is called menopause. All right, so the first we have here is the external condom. This one is male condom. Remember, we also have female condom, and this is the female condom. It is placed inside the vagina. So the external is placed, the male condom is placed externally, while the female condom is placed internally. So this one here is IUD, okay? IUD, this one is like the copper, okay? Copper coil IUD. While this one is implants, okay? Like the one I told you, they place usually around this place, okay? In the arm, all right? So you have this one, the injection method, whereby they inject hormones. Okay, another one again is the contraceptive pill, whereby the woman take the pills, okay, daily, okay, to prevent pregnancy. This one is the calendar method, whereby you use the calendar to calculate your safe period during your menstrual cycle. So your safe period is usually from the first day of your menstruation to the 8th, around the 8th. Okay, so those are your safe period. Okay, so you also have another safe period again at the end of the menstrual cycle. Okay, from the 18th to the end of the cycle. Okay, those are your safe period. So just know that at the middle of your menstrual cycle, that's when your ovary releases the egg, and the egg only stays, or the egg only survives or lives for 1 day, or lives for 24 hours. All right, so after 24 hours the egg dies off. All right, so that's that for that. So you are using the calendar to calculate your safe days, okay, your safe days, and when you are fertile. All right, so we have the vaginal douche. Okay, what does this vaginal douche do? This vaginal douche is an old practice, okay, whereby they wash inside of the vagina in form of, like, what they are trying to achieve is like washing off the the lubrication in the vagina, so that when sperm is deposited into the vagina, the sperm will not be able to swim, okay, to the egg. Okay, but this is an old, outdated practice. Okay, it's no longer standard. All right. The next here is sterilization, which is a surgical method. And remember, we have vasectomy and we have tubal ligation. It can be permanent sterilization or temporary sterilization, both. All right. So permanent sterilization is when the vas deferens or the uterine tube, okay, is cut off. They just cut it off. Okay, but temporary sterilization is when they ligate it. Okay, they just tie it. Okay, because there is going to be a future reversal of the sterilization process. All right. So we have contraceptive patch. Okay, the patch is kind of something like, say you carry sellotape gun for your hand or for any part of your body. That sellotape gets small needle with the sellotape. So that from that small needle, the hormone, okay, contraceptive hormone, will from there they enter your skin. Your skin will absorb them and it will work. Okay, it will help you to prevent pregnancy. All right. We also have coitus interruptus. This one is also called withdrawal method, okay, whereby when the male, during sexual intercourse, when the male is about to ejaculate, he pulls out his penis, and instead of ejaculating inside the woman, he pulls out his penis and ejaculates outside. All right, so preventing sperm from getting into the vagina and into the uterus. All right, so we also have cap, which is called the cervical cap, and we also have diaphragm. Okay, all these now waiting that they put inside vagina. You put one for cervix, you put the other one for vagina to prevent sperm from entering the uterus. We also have spermicide cream. Okay, this one is usually used together with condom. Okay, you apply spermicide to condom so that any sperm that escapes must have been dead. So spermicide are chemicals that kill sperm cells. All right, so as easy as that. So one thing about this withdrawal method, it is very, very, very unreliable. Okay, because sometimes when you are having sex as a male, you're having sexual intercourse, some in your precum, okay, that precum, usually sperm does not enter precum, but sometimes sperm can enter your precum, and immediately that precum enters the vagina, it swims, and pregnancy or fertilization occurs, and the woman gets pregnant. All right, and also, not just only that one, also another reason why withdrawal method or coitus interruptus is not reliable is because you, as a male, you might think that that sex is pleasurable. You might think that I'm doing it well. I've just started releasing the semen into the vagina, but you never can tell that maybe a few drops must have entered while you are trying to withdraw, while you are trying to pull out. Okay, the one they call your pull-out game. So even if it's the surface of the vulva that it touches, there is still a chance for pregnancy to occur. Let's look at growth. What is growth? Growth can be defined as the irreversible increase in size and mass of an organism due to cell division, which can be hyperplasia, and cell enlargement, which can be hypertrophy. All right, so cell division, hyperplasia, cell enlargement, which is what? Hypertrophy. All right. So growth is the irreversible increase in size. It is irreversible. The moment the size starts reversing, it is no longer regarded as growth. When I grow taller, or when I start growing taller, it is seen as growth. When I start growing bigger, it is seen as growth. But immediately that height I attained, it begins to what? To reverse. I begin to grow smaller or shorter. It is no longer seen as growth. So growth is the irreversible increase in size. And on the cellular level, growth is seen as the addition or the procreation of protoplasm. The addition of more protoplasm confirms growth in the cellular level. All right. So growth is the what? Irreversible increase in size and mass. So we are talking about mass. You're talking about the weight of an organism. Children, kids, babies. What is the most accurate way to identify growth or to monitor growth in babies or in children? The easiest way to monitor growth or the most reliable way to monitor growth is through their weight. So you check their weight and you can easily detect if the child is growing. Okay. Because growth in babies is not easily pronounced by their size, but their weight, okay, really counts, okay, for growth measurement. All right. Germination of seeds. What is germination? Germination is easy. It's the sprouting of seed, okay? The sprouting of seed. That is what germination is. When seed sprouts, okay? When dormancy in seed is broken, that dormancy is state. You know what dormancy is now? It's state whereby a seed is dormant. It's not reactive. It's not functional. It's just dormant. Nothing is going on in the seed. Okay, so when dormancy is broken, germination occurs. So when dormancy is broken, the seed starts what? Sprouting. It could be like say the seed come alive again, okay? And it starts what? Sprouting, and that sprout starts growing, all right? So there are two major types of germination. What are the two types of germination? They include the epigeal germination and the hypogeal germination. The epigeal germination and the hypogeal germination. I will teach you the easiest way to spot this because JAMB always repeat this question every year, all right? So the first one we have here is epigeal germination. Always put it into your mind that anytime you see epi, it means that out, up, out. Epi means out or up, out or up. Epi, out or up. Epi, out or up. That's epi. All right. So in epigeal germination, the hypocotyl elongates. What is hypocotyl? So when you hear the word hypocotyl, just know that it is the part that is below the cotyledon. The part below the cotyledon elongates in epigeal germination, and the cotyledon is above the soil. So the cotyledon comes out, okay, comes out with the epicotyl. All right. The epicotyl is short. Okay, the cotyledon comes out with it. All right. So example of plants that undergo epigeal germination is plants like all those dicot plants, like beans, for example, and pea. Okay, beans, cowpea, peas, and so on and so forth. While hypogeal germination, on the other hand, the epicotyl elongates. So what is the epicotyl? As if we say hypocotyl, now the part below the cotyledon, meaning that epicotyl will be the part above the what? Cotyledon. So the part of the plant above the cotyledon, or the part of the germinating seed that is above the cotyledon, is regarded as the what? The epicotyl. Remember, I said epi means something is up. Okay, up or out, up or out. You can see that in this epigeal germination, that the cotyledon goes above the soil. That's, you are going to see the cotyledon outside. Okay, we are going to look at the diagram. You are going to understand it better. But here, epicotyl, I told you that epi means something is up. So epicotyl means the part of the plant that is above the cotyledon, the part of the germinating seed that is above the cotyledon. All right. So this epicotyl elongates, it becomes longer, and the cotyledon remains below the soil. All right. Remember, what does hypo mean? Hypo means around, around. So epi means come out. The cotyledon comes out of the soil, goes up, comes out of the soil. Why the hypo means around. Okay, so the cotyledon is located around the soil, concealed in the soil. And for example, plants that undergo or seeds that undergo epigeal germination are common seeds like monocot plants, seeds for monocot plants such as corn or maize. Okay, all the monocot plants, now them they undergo hypogeal germination. Right? Why epigeal? Now for what? For dicot plants. Let's look at the diagram of germination. This is the diagram of hypogeal and epigeal germination. You can see what we explained. Okay. First of all, let's understand the soil level. Here now is the soil level. This place is the soil level. Okay. So this is the soil level. Okay. Inside here now, this part is now soil. Okay. Here now above the soil. Above the soil. All right. So we are looking at hypogeal germination. Remember what I told you what hypo is. Hypo means around. So the cotyledon is the cotyledon, the location of the cotyledon that we are using as, as a memory stick to what? To recognize each of the germination. So cotyledon, where is the cotyledon located? Hypo means around. So it means that it's located around the soil. You can see the cotyledon inside the soil. All right. Inside the soil. So I told you something about hypocotyl and epicotyl. Hypo still means around. So when you say hypocotyl, it means that the part of the plant that is around the cotyledon, look at it here. This part that is around or below, the part that is below the cotyledon. See the cotyledon here, below the cotyledon, it remains the way it is, okay? But the epicotyl, look at the epicotyl here. The part, remember, epi means up, okay, or above. The part of the germinating seed or the plant that is above the cotyledon elongates. You can see how long it is, okay? And it elongates, it grows above the soil level. That's that for hypogeal germination. Then epigeal germination, on the other hand, epi means out. G means the cotyledon. So the cotyledon comes out of the soil. Okay, it comes out of the soil. That's epigynous germination. And what happens? So instead of epicotyle to be elongating, like in hypogynous germination, it is now the hypocotyle that is elongating. Okay, so the hypocotyle elongates, and as the hypocotyle elongates, it pushes the cotyledon outside the soil. So it pushes the cotyledon out of the soil. You can see hypocotyle is the one that is what below the cotyledon, the part of the plant below the cotyledon. It begins to elongate and it pushes the cotyledon. Look at the cotyledon here, above the soil. Okay, so the epicotyle remains the same. This one is the epicotyle above the part of the plant or the germinating seed, the part of the germinating seed that is above the cotyledon. Epicotyle. All right, that's that for germination. Let's look at the necessary conditions that favors germination. The necessary conditions that favor what? Seed germination. On the left side of the table, we have the condition, while on the right-hand side of the table, we have the role of that particular condition. The first element is water. Water is required for germination. Why? The role is that it activates enzyme and it softens the seed coat. Remember, this seed is dry. This seed has been in dormant stage. Okay, the seed has been in dormancy. All right, so the tester has to be what? Softened. Okay, that seed coat is called the tester. That helps to protect what's the ovule, okay, in the seed. All right, and water also initiates what? Metabolic activities, okay, in the seed. So you know that germination is a metabolic activity because energy is required. So germination, you require metabolism, okay. So that's, you know, that starch stored in the seed is what is going to serve as energy until the germinating seed starts what? Producing leaf that we start photosynthesizing to form energy. So it is that starch that you will use to, you know, provide energy required for germination until photosynthesis can occur. That's when leaves start sprouting. All right, the next here is oxygen. And what is the role of oxygen? Oxygen is what? For respiration. Respiration provides energy through what? Metabolism. Okay, the next is suitable temperature. There's a particular temperature range that favors what? Germination. Optimal temperature, which is equivalent to what? 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. This is around room temperature for most temperate crops. Okay, for enzyme activity. So most enzymes work best at temperature range between 25 to 30. That's around room temperature. All right. So hope you know the meaning of temperate crop. I know the meaning of tropic crop. Okay, let me just quickly walk you through. Temperate, when you hear temperate means a climate whereby you have more than 2 seasons. Okay, you have the various series of seasons, sometimes up to 5 seasons. You have rainy season, you have dry season, you have winter, you have summer, you have autumn, a lot. You have spring. Okay, many seasons for temperate region. So crops that grow in temperate region are crops that, you know, survive the kind of climate found in temperate region, the one I just explained. So we also have tropical region. Okay, tropical region is the region whereby you don't have in the climate you found in that region, you don't really have different kind of climates there. Okay, maximum is 3. You have rainy season, dry season, and intermediate season, between rainy season and dry season. So it's either you are in rainy season or you are in dry season. So that's tropic, okay? Tropic climates. So remember, we have temperate and tropic climate. I just explained both to you. The final condition necessary for seed germination is viable embryo. The seed must be viable. Embryo inside the seed must be viable, okay? The embryo cannot be stiff, okay? It cannot be stiff and dead. For example, seed where you don't cook finish. Everything don't make strong like cooked beans. Everything don't come make it's not viable, okay? The embryo don't expand, block everywhere. So it's not viable. So the embryo has to be viable. It has to be free. All right. That's one of the functions of water. Okay, so when water softens the tester, it deactivates that dormancy of the seed and the embryo becomes viable once more. And that's what favors what? Germination. Now that we have understood reproduction in animals and in plants, in mammals, understood germination, family planning, contraception, and making of test tube babies, in vitro fertilization, and intracytoplasmic sperm injection, and so on and so forth. Let's now take some JAMB must repeat questions to further test the knowledge we've acquired so far, and also check our preparedness for JAMB UTME. JAMB must repeat question. Question 186. Which of the following is not a method of asexual reproduction? A. Budding. B. Fission. C. Fertilization. D. Vegetative propagation. What's the answer? Give me the answer in the comment section. Question 187. In flowering plants, the male gamete is produced in the what? A. Ovary. B. Anther. C. Stigma. D. Style. What's the answer? Drop that answer in the comment section. I want to be sure you understood. Question 188. Cross-pollination is advantageous because it A. Produces identical offspring. B. Increase genetic variation. C. Prevent fertilization. D. Reduce vigor. What's the answer? Drop that answer in the comment section. I just want to be sure that you understood. Don't disgrace me all. Question 189. Which floral part protects the developing bud? A. Petal. B. Sepal. C. Stamen. D. Carpel. What's the answer? This is so easy. Now give me the answer in the comment section. Question 190. The type of placenta found in tomato is what? I taught you this presentation with examples. A. Acyl. B. Parental. C. Basal. D. Frecental. What's the answer? Give me the answer in the comment section. Question 191. Which of the following is not a product of sexual reproduction in plants? A. Seed. B. Fruits. C. Pollen grain. D. Embryo. What's the answer? Give me that answer in the comment section. You were taught that, so no excuses. You are left to go and bulldoze this JAMB UTME. Question 192. In mammals, fertilization usually takes place in the what? A. Ovary. B. Uterus. C. Fallopian tube. D. Vagina. What's the answer? Can you give me that answer in the comment section, my scholars? Let me know how prepared you are for JAMB 2026. Question 193. Which of the following condition is not necessary for seed germination? A. Water. B. Oxygen. C. Light. D. Suitable temperature. What's the answer? Can you give me that answer in the comment section? I thought you. Question 194. Epidural germination occurs in what? A. Maize. B. Rice. C. Bean. D. Groundnut. What's the answer? Give me the answer in the comment section, my scholars. Question 195. Which reproductive method is commonly used in agriculture to produce hybrid crops? A. Budding. B. Grafting. C. Layering. D. Cutting. You should know the answer to this question now. I taught you now. I taught you with beautiful examples, relatable examples. Drop the answer in the comment section, my scholar. Please, are you a last-minute preparation JAMB candidate? No lose guard, I get everything fully loaded. See the notes, see the material, everything. The most likely question for JAMB UTME, the most repeated question, the most recurring question in JAMB UTME. No wait until you fail. Get this material. All you have to do is to send me a DM. Your full textbook, I have compressed it into 320 slides. This small slide that you can see on your screen. So no lose guard, no fail. Everything day here. I also have last-minute preparation plan that you need to employ to pass your JAMB UTME if you have not been preparing or if you fall under list preparation candidate. Mind you, if you be saying you never been prepared for this exam since November 2025, just know that you fall under list preparation candidate and you need my sharp last-minute preparation plan for JAMB 2026 candidate. JAMB 2026 candidates, don't fail. Don't fail. I don't want you to regret this. Get this material, send me a DM.